Welcome to your September horoscopes. There's so much going on in September. I'm going to go over the numerology for a little bit and then get straight to the astrology. 2025 is a year 9 in numerology, a year of completion, closure, and September is also a month of completion. So we're dealing with number 18 about focus, drive, leadership, turmoil, but 18 really does signify endings, and it signifies things that are hidden beneath the surface, things we do not see, glossing over things. 18 in tarot is the moon card. Think intuition, illusion, fear of the unknown, hidden truths you do not see. So you want to look beyond the surface and really question what it is that you see. Number 18 and the moon card in tarot is about shattering of illusions, finding something out, getting rid of doubt and fear in your life, looking at the truth of the matter. So you may want to ponder on this number on this card. So these eclipses could really expose us, the world, to some deceit. Our eyes could be open to deceit, and on a personal level you may also experience that, or you may experience things about yourself you are unaware of. Your eyes may really be open to some illusions. You may gain a lot of clarity about certain situations in your life, especially the areas of life where the eclipses are happening. On September 1st, Saturn is now retrograding back into the sign of Pisces. From September 1st until February 13th, it's going back into Pisces. So wherever you have the sign of Pisces, it's that last test where you will see how much you have matured and grown in this area. And things may come up for review. Saturn is very much tied into both of these eclipses. On September 2nd, Mercury enters Virgo. The conversations shift to work, to health. September 6th, Uranus is stationing retrograde. So planets from 0 to 1 degree of Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, or Pisces, you can feel like you are reflecting on the changes that are occurring in your life, or you're ready to initiate some change in your life. September 7th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. The Sabian symbol for 15 degrees of Pisces is an officer preparing to drill his men, symbolizing group preparation, leadership. But actually think about where you have the sign of Pisces in your chart. That is where we are having a lunar eclipse, but also where the North Node is transiting. So we want to finish something up. We are letting go so that we can move on to something better. Think how you can prepare. Be a leader in this area. How to lead yourself to greater awareness. 15 in tarot is the Devil card, symbolizing unhealthy attachments, feeling trapped in a situation, addictions. It's our shadow self, our desires, materialism. So think of this in the context of where you have Pisces in your chart. How are you keeping yourself in an unhealthy attachment? Why do you feel trapped? Why can't you let go? Is there a person, a place, or thing you just have an unhealthy attachment, addiction to? And what would happen if you actually faced your fears and released that attachment? Then you would have the opportunity to create something new in this area of life. Because in numerology, 15 is actually creating something, making something bigger than what it already is. If you have personal planets from 12 to 18 degrees of Pisces or Virgo, this eclipse on September 7th will affect you on a more personal level. Huge life transformation. If it's moon, it's your emotions, mother, your home, your place of living. Sun, it's your look, your ego, your vitality, your career, your image. Venus, it's your relationships, love, beauty, money, aesthetic. So you guys will really feel this eclipse on a personal level. Huge life shifts and changes happening for you. We all have Pisces somewhere, so we're all going to feel this. And this is where Saturn and Neptune have been transiting. So a lot of work has been going on for all of us in the area of Pisces. For reference, look back to the fall of 2006. September 7th, 2006, we had a lunar eclipse, 15 degrees of Pisces, like we are having in September. September 22nd, 2006, we had a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo, like we are having this September. Really, that whole time period from 2006 to the middle of 2008, what was changing in your life at that time. And even when the nodes were reversed, 2015 to the middle of 2017, the themes that are playing out are the same. The ruler of this eclipse is Jupiter, which is now exalted in the sign of Cancer. And this eclipse is trining Jupiter in Cancer. So there can be a lot of great benefits that come out of this. You want to look to the sign of Cancer for clues as to how you can really benefit from this eclipse in your own chart. September 13th, the Sun will conjunct with Mercury in the sign of Virgo, a big reset in the Virgo department because we also have a Virgo solar eclipse. September 18th, Mercury will enter the sign of Libra. September 19th, Venus enters Virgo. Going into the Virgo solar eclipse, a lot of us can be really rethinking our looks, our aesthetic, and our personal relationships. September 21st, we have a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. Again, look back to the fall of 2006, September 22nd of 2006, we had a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. And really that whole time from 2006 to early 2008, what was changing and shifting around in your life? Because the themes are the same. And even if you want to go back to where the nodes were reversed, then you want to look at the spring of 2015. So really the spring of 2015 to the middle of 2017, what were you going through? What was changing in your life at that time? The themes are playing out in a similar fashion now. The Sabian symbol for 29 degrees of Virgo is a man gaining secret knowledge from a paper he is reading. So you could be making a discovery in the area of life that you have Virgo. Look beyond the surface level of the situation that is before you. There is a deeper meaning that is hidden. You will gain wisdom through your experiences, observation, and knowledge. There is a deeper meaning to what you are going through, and you will gain a lot through this experience. Let's look at number 29. In numerology, 29 is wisdom and intuition, hidden knowledge, psychic abilities, deep spiritual awareness and understanding. How can you really understand the situation that is going on? Use your intuition and wisdom to gain clarity of the situation that is unfolding in the Virgo area of your chart. This eclipse is opposing Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Neptune is also looking at this eclipse. Venus is in the same house as this eclipse at the time it's happening. And with the Saturn opposition, we may have blockages, someone standing in the way of what we desire. We are uncovering hidden truths that we need to understand. There could be a lot of spiritual understanding, spiritual awareness we are all going through at this time. A lot of emotions could be coming up within us, within all of us, and even on a global scale, huge changes can be happening, especially in the area of work, health, the economy, leadership, religion, belief systems that affect a lot of us. There could be things that were not known to us that are now revealed. on a personal level and on a global consciousness level. So we could all be going through a lot of turmoil, a lot of shocks, a lot of things that we are uncovering. So you can ponder on all these numbers, these cards, as you are going through your own personal situation. September 22nd, Mars enters Scorpio, really intensifying our personal drive and assertiveness, bringing in a lot of intensity into our lives. And then also on the same day, the Sun will enter the sign of Libra. So the focus will turn to what's fair, fairness, and relationships. I'm using whole sign Western astrology for these horoscopes. You want to watch your rising sign, as that is what is actually happening around you. If you want to know what's going on an emotional level, then watch your moon sign. Also watch your sun sign to gain bigger clarity. I will have everything time-stamped down below. If you found this helpful, if you like, subscribe, comment, I'd really appreciate that. And I hope that this eclipse season goes good for you. Aries, the 1st of September, Saturn will now be retrograding in your 12th house. An excellent time to rethink your plans and give up any negative habits. Situations from the past may come up for review for you, Aries, and Saturn is retrograding in your 12th house from September to the middle of February 2026. So these next few months, you're going to see all the growth that you have done, but there may be things that you are still releasing, letting go of, whether it is people, places, or things, negative attitudes. On the 6th of September, Uranus is also going retrograde at the very, very beginning of Gemini. So your third house of self-effort, communication, skill set, there might be something in this area you are also going to be reanalyzing. Mars, your ruler, is hanging out in your 7th house for most of the month. So there is a big focus on contracts, agreements, and relationships. There can be some relationship disagreements, arguments with a partner, a spouse. This can also be an activation of a new relationship. If you find yourself having a lot of arguments with a romantic partner, a spouse, it's time to start doing more physical activity together. Be active with your partner, but otherwise just watch out for that, because this can lead to more arguments or your partner just picking fights with you, being more aggressive. This can also mean that through the month of September, you may see more competition, more opponents in your life. All the way from September 1st to the 19th, you have Venus in your 5th house, and this is great for romance if you are dating, meeting new people that you can have a relationship with, or you're just enjoying yourself more, hanging out with friends, hanging out with your children. So this can bring you a lot of pleasure, just having fun, working on your hobbies, your creative outlet, children, romantic partners, all the way until the 19th of September. September 7th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. This is your 12th house of your mental health, your subconscious mind. It's the house of losses, letting go, releasing, and also the house of creativity. And this is where Saturn is now stationed retrograde for you, Aries, in the month of September. Not all eclipses affect us in the same way, but if you have personal planets from about 12 to 18 degrees of Pisces or Virgo, then you will probably feel this eclipse very strongly. Look back to the fall of 2006. September 7th, 2006, we had a lunar eclipse, 15 degrees of Pisces, just like this September. September 22nd, 2006, a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo, like we are having this September. The themes are playing out yet again. This is a lunar eclipse in the 12th house. So there is a sense of releasing, letting go of bad habits, maybe dealing with things that come up within you, dealing with your mental health. 12th house is also how you self-sabotage. So you may now have big realizations, how you get in your own way, what it is that you need to change in your life to see different results. With a lunar eclipse, a lot of emotions can come up and secrets may be revealed to you. The ruler of this eclipse is Jupiter, which is exalted in the sign of Cancer in your 4th house. And this eclipse is trining Jupiter. So this eclipse can actually give you a new member of the family, a new pet, a new car, maybe a move, a new home. September 13th, the sun will conjunct Mercury at 20 degrees of Virgo, your 6th house. So it's a big reset when it comes to employees that you hire. If you own a business, the people that you work with, your career, your job, your health habits. So it's an excellent time to initiate a new healthy habit, start a new workout program, start eating better. For some of you, this may be getting a new pet. Some of you are just getting organized, maybe new people coming to work with you, hiring new employees, getting rid of your debt in some way. So you are taking initiative over your daily life. On the 19th and for the rest of September, Venus will be in your 6th house. So you're going to really enjoy getting organized. This is also a time where you could pay off your debts, streamline what and how you spend money, or you may be spending money on healthy habits as well. This is also a fantastic time if you own a business to hire new employees. This will make interactions within the workplace a lot happier, a lot smoother, or incorporating new eating habits into your life. September 21st, we have a new moon partial solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. And this is a big one because it is opposing Saturn. It's opposing Neptune. There could be a lot of confusion when it comes to health, when it comes to debt, when it comes to work or employees in some way, the people that you work with, co-workers. This is where the South Node has been hanging out. We've been having eclipses. So a lot of you could have been going through a lot when it comes to work, when it comes to your business, when it comes to health. And this solar eclipse can bring in a lot of confusion and maybe something standing in the way, a blockage. But this is really a new beginning when it comes to 6th house, and maybe through some kind of chaos. That's what sometimes happens with eclipses, especially if you do have personal planets on or around the 29 degrees of Virgo, Pisces, especially if it's a moon, sun, Venus. But even if you don't, this is a new beginning in health matters and getting organized, maybe restructuring your business, seeing your workplace completely change. But it can come with a lot of blockages, chaos, and with it aspecting Neptune, even some confusion or something is revealed as Neptune is now retrograde. Something could be revealed you were unaware of, maybe when it comes to your workplace, your employees, or your health, that now once you are aware, you can initiate this new beginning in this area. The ruler of this eclipse, Mercury, will be in your 7th house. So maybe you meet a new romantic partner at work. You can gain a new business partner, or new clients could be coming to you if you own a business. On the 22nd, the sun will enter your 7th house, really highlighting romantic relationships, business contracts. On the 22nd as well, Mars is going into your 8th house of transformation, shared resources, and it's a time where you may have to be dealing with the past. The past may resurface in some way and you may have to deal with it. So a lot of raw emotions could be coming up within you. Mars being your ruler and at the end of the month being in the 8th house also means that's when you could be going through a physical transformation, whether it is changing your hair, your aesthetic, your eating habits in some way. There could also be some issues that need resolving when it comes to shared finances, money that you share with a partner, a spouse, or maybe even with insurance policies, taxes, inheritances. There can be some arguments, disagreements about money that come up. But a lot of you at the end of the month, it could be a real big psychological breakthrough for you where things from the past come up and you deal with them in a completely new and different way. I hope that this was helpful, Aries. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising in September. The first 3 weeks, you have Mars in your 6th house. So you could be getting motivated for healthy eating, working out. Of course, this could also bring up some impatience and competition. Maybe you are working on paying off bills, paying off debt. And if you are a business owner, this is a time where your employees could be giving you a hard time, or maybe some disagreements with employees can come up. And even within the workplace, there could be some anger, disagreements with the people that you work with, some people that could just be pissing you off a little bit. Your ruler, Venus, is in the 4th house for the first 19 days of September. So spending time with family, redecorating your house, just spending time at home will bring you a lot of joy the first half of September. September 7th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from about 12 to 18 degrees of Pisces or Virgo, this eclipse can personally affect you. Look back to September 7th, September, the fall of 2006. We had a lunar eclipse exactly at 15 degrees of Pisces. We are here yet again, but really from 2006 to early 2008. And again, you had eclipses on this axis from 2015 to early 2017. The themes playing out now were the themes that were playing out back then. Maybe you recall back that far and you can see that these eclipses for you, Taurus, both of these eclipses in September are about friendship, your tribe, who you are truly aligned with, romance and creativity, investments, as well as children, grandchildren. Now, it's happening in your 11th house of groups, friendships. It is also your following, your hopes and dreams. Some of you may be reaping rewards for all your hard work, your hard efforts, maybe gaining a bigger following, being introduced to new people, new friends. This is a lunar eclipse. Try not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot of information may come to you. And this could be a time where you let go of certain friends, certain friendship circles, groups that you belong to in lieu of something new. Or maybe it is that friends move away, or you feel like your relationship with certain friends, certain groups of people has changed, has evolved, and it is no longer the same. This is where the North Node is transiting. This is where you are developing yourself. So a lot of you can be meeting new friends, new groups that you fit into, gaining a bigger following, maybe seeing some of your hopes and dreams come true. And this lunar eclipse is about letting go of the old so that the new can evolve in your life. It can come into your life. Nonetheless, we can be a little bit more emotional around this lunar eclipse. September 13th, the sun conjuncts with Mercury in your 5th house of romance, creativity, children, the house of fun, and there is a new reset in that house. And for some of you, this could even be beginning a new romantic relationship, maybe starting a family, getting pregnant. For some of you, this can actually happen with the eclipses on this axis in the month of September. Starting a new creative project, a new creative business, or maybe there is something new happening in the lives of your children. But for a lot of you, it is initiating a new hobby, a new creative project, or investing your money into new business ventures, into the stock market. As of September 1st, and all month long, Saturn is now retrograding in your 11th house where you have the lunar eclipse. So a lot of you are rethinking friendships, You're rethinking charities that you belong to, groups that you belong to, and even things can come to light when it comes to friends, when it comes to an older sibling, when it comes to your followers, if you work on social media. So people in your life may be revealed for who they are. And some of you may have to make some tough decisions where it comes to your hopes and dreams, the friends that you surround yourself with. This may be a real big theme, a real big topic for September for a lot of you Taurus. From September 19th for the rest of September, Venus will be entering Virgo, your 5th house of romance, children, fun, and what will bring you a lot of pleasure is hanging out with your children, having fun with your children, working on your creative projects, or maybe for some of you, a new romance could be blossoming. An excellent time to start dating, initiate the dating process if you are single. September 21st, we have a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. If you have personal planets from about 27 degrees to 30 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, even the very first 3 degrees of Aries or a Libra, this can really affect you on a personal level. This solar eclipse is opposing Saturn, it's opposing Neptune. There could be a lot of frustration, confusion, and a lot of things could be revealed. Solar eclipses are new beginnings, fated events. It is wise to not make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse. A lot of information may be coming to you within this time frame, really within September, October even. And this is a big one. This will affect you for a very long time, almost a full year. This, for some of you, can be a new beginning when it comes to children, pregnancy, a new romantic relationship that starts or begins now. That could be very important. Taking a relationship to the next level, beginning a new creative project that will maybe turn into a business or bring you a lot of joy for years to come. A brand new beginning in the life of one of your children. While this is a solar eclipse, a brand new beginning, this is where the South Node is transiting. So a lot of you can be feeling dissatisfaction with your investment, maybe with your relationship with your children, with your creative projects, your creative hobbies. And through this dissatisfaction or just wanting something else, something new comes in. But this is a very emotional eclipse because it is opposing Saturn retrograde. It's opposing Neptune retrograde. So this could be something where there is blockages to getting what you want. Something or someone standing in the way of what it is that you truly desire. It may feel like that in the onset, at the beginning. And with Neptune, it could be that there has been something confusing, something you may have not been aware of when it comes to romantic partners, when it comes to investing your money or a child, and now you are made aware. This access that is getting triggered in September for you, Taurus, is about your hopes and dreams, your following on social media, your creative projects, your children, your romance, as well as friendships. So a lot of this can be changing for you within the next year. From the 22nd of September going into October, the sun is going into your 6th house, really highlighting organizing, work commitments, as well as working on your health. On the same day, Mars will enter your 7th house. Now, this is a big deal because you may have some arguments with a partner, or a partner maybe more demanding, a partner or spouse, or just other people. You may feel like you have more competition when it comes to work. And for you, Taurus, Mars actually rules the 7th house and it's transiting the 7th house. So some of you actually may have strong attraction to someone, maybe take a relationship to the next level. There could be a lot of chemistry towards the end of September with a new romantic partner. So from the end of the month going into October, if you feel like you and your partner are having more arguments, it's a sign you need to do more active stuff together. But it does indicate that there can be more disagreements within relationships, even with business partners. So be cautious of this. I hope that this was helpful, Taurus. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising as of the 1st of September. And this is really the last retrograde that Saturn will make in your 10th house. So there can be revelations when it comes to career, your public image, how you want to be seen, or maybe even difficulty with bosses, people of authority, can be revealed for what they are. Maybe you're going to know how to go about it in the right way, how to proceed with your career plans in a different way. Maybe you have to rework something, reorganize something, try something new when it comes to your business. Maybe even leave one job for another opportunity that is better. There can be tension with authority figures, bosses, as well as parents, what is going on in their lives because of what is going on astrologically in September. But this is going to be a wrap up, the last pass that Saturn retrograde is making in your 10th house before it fully moves into your 11th house, and it will be there to stay for quite a while. From the 2nd of September until the 18th, your ruler is sitting in your 4th house of home and family, so this is a huge focus for you in September. For the majority of the month, Mars will be hanging out in your 5th house. So your focus most of the month can be on investments, investing your money, working on a creative project, a creative venture. If you have children, they can act up maybe some disagreements with children or romantic partners. This can also lead to strong romantic attractions. The first 2 weeks of September, basically until the 19th, Venus being in your 3rd house tells me that a lot of joy will come from communicating, whether it is with your community, with your siblings, friends, or even online. Just general chit chat, spending time with your siblings, going out and exploring your town a little bit more, but online chat, reading, learning will bring you a lot of enjoyment. Or maybe even getting yourself some new electronics, a new phone, some new phone apps that actually bring you a lot of joy. As Uranus is now retrograding in your 1st house, Gemini, a lot of you can be contemplating an appearance change or a whole lifestyle change, a new life direction. September 7th, there is a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from about 12 to 18 degrees of Pisces or Virgo, you can feel this eclipse more intensely as it is the big axis for you. The 10th and 4th house, these are the eclipses happening this month for you, Gemini. Look back to September 7th, the fall of 2006. We had an eclipse, a lunar eclipse exactly at 15 degrees of Pisces as we are having now. But actually from 2006 to early 2008, and then from 2015 to early 2017, you are having eclipses on this axis, and the themes are playing out yet again. This is a lunar eclipse, so a lot of emotions can come up. I say always don't make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot of information could be revealed to you. This is where Saturn is retrograding. You may be gaining a lot of clarity about your future career prospects. For some of you, since it's a lunar eclipse, you may be let go from a job, you may be leave a job, or people that you have worked with leave. Bosses, superiors may leave and change in your current environment. There could be changes in the lives of your parents or your relationship with your parents, your father. This is a lunar eclipse, but this is where the North Node is. North Node is transiting in Pisces right now, so this is what you are developing. You're developing yourself when it comes to your career, your public image, maybe starting your own business or starting something new, a new career, a new job. And with this lunar eclipse, you need to let something go, so something new can begin in this area of your life. And these changes can be happening for about 6 months. They could have already started happening. It is wise not to make any drastic decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot of times there's new things revealed to you on or around the eclipse. And from September 1st, till the middle of November, you have Saturn retrograding in your 10th house area. So a lot of responsibility, a lot more clarity is going to be coming to you when it comes to your place in this world, your career, what you want to do, what you should do. So take your time, as lots of new ideas may be coming to you in this area. This is where something new will begin and something has closed out or will close out. The way you appear to others, your stance in this world, what you do on a day-to-day basis. Even if you aren't working and you're a stay-at-home mom, it is what you do every single day. That is what the 10th house is. By 2026, a lot of you will see yourself in a different job, a different career, or maybe beginning a new business that more aligns with you. And you guys have Uranus going through your sign, which on the 6th of September turns retrograde. So a lot of you could be really rethinking your career goals, ambitions, your place in this world, and the money that it brings you, because the ruler of this full moon, the ruler of this eclipse, Jupiter, is now in your second house of finances, possession. So you are looking for something, a new job, a new business, a new career that can really up your finances, up your self-esteem. So over the next 6 months, the career moves that you initiate will bring in more money, more finances, and therefore you will even maybe gain possessions that you have always wanted. As Saturn is retrograding here from September till the middle of February of next year, you want to ask yourself what it is that you can give up, what it is that you need to do different to achieve the goals that you want, especially career-wise. You will be doing a lot of thinking and you'll be gaining a lot of awareness about what it is that you want to do, what it is that you should be doing different. September 13th, Mercury will conjunct with the Sun at 20 degrees of Virgo. This is your 4th house, so there is a new reset in home, family, maybe your relationship with your parents, your mother's life. For some of you, this could be redoing your house, a big work project, redecorating, moving. There is a new reset within the home. And for some of you, it could be on a bigger scale. And for some of you on a smaller scale, maybe a new family member, a new pet. Because at the same time, this month, you're also having eclipses on the 4th and 10th house axis. So over the next coming few months, this is a really big deal for you. Big changes coming to you with career, public image, home, family. On the 18th, your ruler, Mercury, enters Libra, the 5th house of romance, children, having fun. So you could be really focused on your creative projects, creative self-expression, maybe a new love interest for some of you, or communicating a lot more with your children. From the 19th of September, Venus will enter your 4th house. So you're really going to enjoy spending time with your family, redecorating, spending time at home, initiating something having to do with home, family. September 21st, there is a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. Earlier in September, this is where your ruler and the sun met up. Venus has now entered your 4th house. A solar eclipse is a new beginning. For some of you, it could be a new car, redecorating your home. This could be a new pet, a new member of the family, moving. Changes within your home, your family, your environment, changes to your mother's life, maybe your parents' life, or your relationship with your parent. This is where the South Node is transiting. So there could be dissatisfaction with your home environment, with your family unit, something that you want to change. So over the course of the last year, and maybe even now, there is a release. You are letting something go when it comes to this area of your life. With this solar eclipse over the next year, you can see a new beginning, whether that is a new move, a new member of the family, a new pet moving in with somebody, something different in the lives of your parents. This is going to be a little bit challenging at first because this eclipse is opposing retrograde Neptune, retrograde Saturn. So there could be something that you learn, maybe that you were not aware of before. Or something is standing in your way, blocking you from moving on, maybe moving, doing something new. So there could be some blockages. There could be a lot of emotions coming up with the solar eclipse. It's wise not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before to 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot of information can come to you. But you guys could be completely completely changing and shifting your lives around when eclipses are happening in the 4th, 10th, 1st, 7th house axis. It's when all the big stuff happens. If you have personal planets from 26 to 30 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, this eclipse will very much affect you, depending on what that planet represents. So with this Saturn opposing this eclipse, there could be some tough choices that you need to make, or you are forced to make these choices. You can look back, it was fall of 2006, also fall of 2016 when you guys last had eclipses in your 4th and 10th house axis, so you can maybe look back and see what was going on, because a lot of these themes are playing out yet again. Of course, you are at a different place in life, but these are the two areas, your 4th house of home and family and your 10th house of career and public image, that are changing and shifting. Yet by this time next year, you are going to be in a new place, some of you maybe even a new home. The ruler of this solar eclipse, Mercury, which is your ruler, will be sitting in Libra. That's your 5th house. Some of you may get pregnant, fall in love, start a new creative project, maybe start a new creative business, invest in something that really gives you a new sense of purpose, new motivation, bring in new security into your life. After the 22nd, the sun will shine a light on your 5th house of creativity, investments, romance, and children. So you could be working on a new creative project, spending time with your children. On the same day, Mars will also move into your 6th house. So at the very end of September, going into October, you're going to be motivated to get fit, get healthy. You could become more competitive and impatient, and maybe focused on work, paying off bills, getting organized. I hope that this was helpful, Gemini. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. September is a packed full month with 2 eclipses. Now, for the first 19 days of September, you have Venus in your 2nd house, an excellent time to buy yourself something new. You could really enjoy shopping for new clothing, jewelry, makeup, maybe even updating your beauty regimen. But this is also an excellent time to go out to eat with your friends and really indulge in the senses. From the 1st until the 22nd, Mars is in your 4th house. So be more cautious about arguments with family members, disagreements within the home. But this could be you are focused on cleaning your house out, maybe even repairing things that are broken, really focused on your home, your family. There can be some issues within the home that need to be fixed, or maybe even with your vehicle. On the 6th, Uranus goes retrograde in your 12th house. So things that you have been going through that have been unclear may be made clear. Pay attention to your dreams. A lot could be revealed to you. And some of you may be even lacking sleep, a little bit of an insomniac now that Uranus is in the 12th house. September 7th, there is a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from 12 to 18 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, you can feel this eclipse more intensely on a personal level. Look back to the fall of 2006, September 7th, 2006, you had a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces exactly from 2006 to early 2008. And then from 2015 to early 2017, this axis was having eclipses for you, and the themes playing out are the same. This is a lunar eclipse, but it is where the North Node has been transiting. So it is where you have been developing yourself, developing something new. And a lunar eclipse is a time where we can gain rewards for all of our efforts. So we can see a conclusion to something. Or this can be a time when you are releasing something that is no longer of value to you. The 9th house is education, spirituality, travel, philosophical teachings, your political beliefs. You may be releasing old, outdated belief systems, teachers that you no longer align with. Maybe it's a time some of you are finishing up school, finishing up college, a course that you were taking, or you no longer believe things that you used to believe. It's very common when there's eclipses or when Saturn transits the ninth house that we completely overhaul our belief system, what we believe in, where we put faith into. Some of you will feel this in September, but over the course of the next few months, you will change your belief system. Some of you, education. This can also be a conclusion to a legal matter, a court case, immigration paperwork, things like that can be also under review, changing in your life. Travel, relocation, and for some of you, this could mean that you are publishing your work. You did publish your work, maybe a new publishing deal, or you change up how you publish your work, how you share your work, your knowledge with the world. As Saturn is retrograding in your ninth house area all the way until February of 2026, you guys need to ask yourself those important questions about how is your thought process, your negative thinking patterns standing in the way of your achievements. What can you release when it comes to your faith, when it comes to your belief system, your thinking patterns that will not just make life easier, but will really make you succeed? This eclipse and this Saturn retrograde are pretty much saying enough. The way you have been doing things when it comes to the way that you think, the way that you interact needs to change. And that change will lead you to greater new beginnings, greater confidence. It will open up a new path in life for you. This new push to a better you could actually be coming from you. This is a lucky aspect, or it could be coming through a teacher. It could be coming through a mentor, somebody that you admire, look up to. Education or experiences from other cultures. September 13th, the Sun and Mercury conjoin in your third house of self-effort skill set. Maybe there is something you are developing, a new skill, a business, a website. You're working on promoting yourself on social media. Maybe starting something with a sibling, something new is unfolding in their life, but there's a big concentration on skill sets. Or maybe even getting new computer, new cell phone, new software. Your community could be changing in a big way. From the 19th for the rest of September, moving into October, Venus enters your third house area. Maybe you want to hang out with your siblings more. You have a good time hanging out in your neighborhood, going out to eat, enjoying being more social, online, within your community. This can also mean that you meet somebody. You can meet a partner online for some of you, or in your community through a sibling. Chit chat, gossip, or just being on social media, consuming, watching things on social media will bring you a lot of joy from the 19th going into October. From September 1st all the way until February of 2026, Saturn is retrograding in the sign of Pisces, so it slid back into Pisces. It's the ruler of your seventh house. There can be people from the past that show up, try to contact you, or you can be analyzing your relationships, going over a publishing contract, or even alimony, child support case, divorce case, or this is what your spouse, your partner could be dealing with. September 21st, we have a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. The last time we had this was September of 2006. There was also eclipses on this axis in 2016, so you can look back and see what patterns were playing out for you. If you have personal planets from about 26 to 30 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, this eclipse can be more important for you. A solar eclipse is a new beginning, so you could be getting new computers, new cell phones, initiating a new course of study, maybe developing a website, putting yourself out on social media, promoting yourself in some way, taking a huge initiative to learn a new skill, or maybe share your skill with the world. While this is a solar eclipse, a new beginning, This is where the South Node is transiting. So there may be dissatisfaction with your skill sets, what you know, and this may lead you to that new beginning. The dissatisfaction may lead you to start and initiate something new and leave something old behind, outdated skill sets, things that no longer align with your current job, employment, that you now can leave behind. This eclipse can be very emotional because we have retrograding Saturn opposing this eclipse. Neptune's also aspecting. So there could be things uncovered, things that come to you out of the blue. And that is kind of what eclipses can do. Do not make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot of information can be unfolding in your life. Changes within your siblings' life or them going through something. Saturn may bring blockages, delays. So it may seem while you are initiating something new, things are just not working out. Things with the legal system, things with immigration, moving, travel, there can be some hiccups in this. Publishing your work, there can just be blockages. Your neighborhood, your community may be changing in a big way. Where you like to go, where you hang out, all of this can be changing, as well as what you put your effort into. Your daily routine can look completely different within the next few months. There can be a lot of changes in the lives of your siblings, those of you who have siblings, or a lot of chaos going on in their lives, or your relationship with your siblings is changing. The ruler of this solar eclipse, Mercury, will be in Libra, your fourth house. So this new beginning could also mean that you are moving, buying a new vehicle, redecorating your home, getting a new pet, a new member of the family is coming into your life. After the 22nd, going into October, the sun will light up your fourth house. So you could be working on home renovations, home projects, working from home, spending more time with your family, or contemplating a move or a home purchase. Now, Mars will also, from the 22nd going into October, move into your fifth house of children, romance, creativity. This could be a time where you could be focused on creative projects, a creative hobby of yours. There could be disagreements with children, or children may act up in some way, or you could have some disagreements with a romantic partner. This could also lead to strong attractions with a new romantic partner. Or you could be very much thinking about investments and investing your money. I hope that this was helpful, Cancer. Leo, sun, moon, and rising September is a packed month full of eclipses. On the 6th, Uranus turns retrograde. So maybe there is things becoming clear when it comes to groups, friendships, an older sibling, or something chaotic is finally making sense in this area. Maybe you were totally changing your plans for the future, your hopes and dreams. From the 1st until the 19th of September, you have Venus in your sign. It could be a time where you feel more magnetic. People are more drawn to you. An excellent time to update your wardrobe, go shopping, change up your hairstyle, maybe get some new makeup, something that makes you feel good. This is also a time where you could attract romantic partners to you easily. So you'll be feeling more fresh, more beautiful the first half of September. And from the 1st all the way until the 22nd, Mars is in your third house. So watch out for arguments, disagreements with siblings. This is a time where you're going to be going out more, exploring your town. You're going to focus on skill sets, applying new skill sets, learning something new, promoting yourself on social media, promoting your business. There may be issues with electronics, computers, cell phones, things you own. For those of you who are very early degree Leo risings, there could be sudden transformations happening with your love life, your relationships, because this is where Pluto is retrograding. There can be a lot of themes of jealousy, control, manipulation within relationships that come up. They're made clear now, so you are maybe even thinking of ending a romantic relationship. As Pluto is retrograding back, those first few degrees in Aquarius, some of you may be dealing with huge relationship issues or maybe relationship fallouts as well. Or even a new intense romantic relationship has just started for you as Venus has been transiting your first house. Saturn is retrograding for the last time in your 8th house from September until the middle of February of 2026. You may be dealing with things from the past, secrets, letting go of old issues, and maybe things become clear as Neptune is going to be retrograding there for the last time too. So there can be clarity, especially when it comes to romantic partners, money, finances, taxes, things that you share with a partner, a spouse. September 7th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from about 13 to 18 degrees of Pisces or Virgo, this eclipse will affect you even more on a personal level. The 8th house is joint finances, intimacy. It's also therapy, astrology, occult knowledge, occult subjects. It rules over secrets, taxes, loans, debt, inheritances, as well as sudden shifts and sudden transformations. It rules over the give and take, the energy that we share with other people when it comes to chores, money, our expectations. This is a lunar eclipse. Maybe you are giving something up. For some of you, it could even be a separation, a divorce, alimony, child support, something of this nature. An inheritance for some of you, or really learning something, digging deep into astrology, occult knowledge, maybe even therapy. It is an ending, a lunar eclipse, but this is where the North Node is transiting, where you are developing yourself. So you are developing yourself in this area. Maybe you're finally coming to terms with things that happened in the past and you see them in a new way, whether it is through occult knowledge, therapy, something that you read. It just clicks with you now. You let go of something that has been holding you back for a long time. Things from the past may come up to be dealt with. Secrets may be revealed, especially when it comes to an intimate partner, a spouse, or finances. You could be letting go of a source of income if you depended on money from somewhere else, another source. This could be taken away at this time, or you get rid of it. It could be a time where your partner's, your spouse's income changes, and therefore your income together changes. How much you have to do changes. There could be lots of big shifts and changes when it comes to finances, how you share with your partner, your spouse in your intimate relationships. Or you are going through a huge transformation, pregnancy, marriage. There is a big shift when it comes to what you share with somebody else and what you make this month. So over the course of the next 6 months to a year, you're going to see how the change has unfolded in your life. Look back to the fall of 2006. September 7th, a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. September 22nd, a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. These are the themes playing out yet again. Really, we had eclipses in this axis from 2006 to early 2008. And again, when the nodes were reversed from 2015 to early 2017. So try to look back and see what was happening in your life at that time. As with all eclipses, especially lunar eclipses, a lot of people can be on edge. There could be a lot of things revealed, emotions that come up. So it's wise not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before to 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot of new information can come to you around this time. September 13th, the Sun will conjunct Mercury in your second house of finances, self-esteem, and it could be a huge focus for the rest of September is money, the money that you make, possessions, maybe things that you want to buy. From the 19th of September, even going into October, Venus is going into your second house. This is a time where maybe you want to spend money on clothes, jewelry, perfume, makeup, things that make you feel good. It's an excellent time for shopping. You may buy yourself things, possessions that you really love for a long time to come. Even going out to nice restaurants, indulging in food, wine, something yummy is something that's going to bring you a lot of joy and excitement from the 19th. And for the rest of September going into October, September 21st, we have a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. This is your second house of self-esteem, finances, your possessions, anything and everything that you find valuable, anything that you value. This includes close friends. It includes family members as well. If you have personal planets from about 26 to 30 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, this eclipse can affect you even more. So there could be big changes happening with family, with friendships, possessions, the things that you own, and your money, the money that you make, your salary. You can look back to the fall of 2006 or the fall of 2016, as this is the last time that we had eclipses in this axis close to this degree point. This one will be a little bit different because it's opposing Saturn. Neptune's also aspecting, so there could be confusion, something that you learn. And with Saturn opposing, there could be problems. There could be issues that come up that need to be resolved when it comes to money, joint finances, the money that you make. So something could be standing in the way of you moving forward. For some of you, this could be alimony, divorce, a secret that comes out, or even for some of you, you are separating finances from a business partner, a spouse, having to stand on your own 2 feet financially, selling possessions, maybe starting a family, getting pregnant. Big, huge shifts could be happening in the area of money, intimacy, and how you share resources. So with this Saturn, a lot of emotions could be coming up within you and really everybody, because there can be blockages. This is a solar eclipse initiating a new beginning. Over the next year, you will see that you have a new beginning, whether it is new possessions, new family members, new things that you really value in your life. A new source of income, a business that you started, or you just start making more money. But because Saturn is aspecting this eclipse, at first it could feel like chaos or like there's something that needs to be resolved. Something is standing in your way. Well, this is a new beginning. This is where the South Node is transiting. So you will need to let go of something that you maybe find valuable, you found value in for a long time, in order to start and begin something new in this area. And it could be hard. It could be maybe something you don't even want to do, but it is necessary for this new beginning. From the 22nd going into October, the sun will enter and illuminate your third house of self-effort skill set. You may be wanting to go out, explore your town, hang out with your siblings, promote yourself more, and focus on your skill sets. And from the 22nd going into October, Mars enters your fourth house. So this could be a time where you are renovating something in the home, working on a home project, fixing, renovating, decorating, but there could be arguments with the parents. There could be arguments with the people that you live with family members. So be cautious of this. Or maybe something just breaks in the home that you need to repair, you need to work on. And this could also happen with a vehicle. So just be cautious of this. I hope that this was helpful, Leo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. September is a packed full month. We have 2 eclipses. From the 1st to the 19th, Venus is transiting your 12th house. You may be thinking about romance relationships from the past, maybe even before you fall asleep, but this can be a time where you really enjoy just being by yourself, doing things that you love behind the scenes. This can also mean that you are spending a little bit too much. For the first 2 weeks of September, your ruler also in the 12th house. This may mean that people from the past reach out to you. You could be working on a work project behind the scenes. It may be hard to fall asleep even, and you may be contemplating a big change in your appearance. Mars from the 1st until the 22nd is in your 2nd house, so you could definitely be spending too much, impulse buying. There may be some family arguments, family disagreements, and really focused on making money. You may want to get rid of some of your possessions, or some possessions may get damaged. On the 6th, Uranus will station retrograde in your 10th house of career and public image. You may be really rethinking your career ambitions now. And if you guys have planets from about 0 to 3 degrees of Gemini or Sagittarius, you could be really thrust into a new career. You could be rethinking career plans, and maybe a new career will be born for you. A lot of you may change career ambitions over the next 8 years, and you may even get into a career that you really did not see coming. You did not plan on it. It just kind of happened. On September 1st, Saturn moves back into Pisces, so it is now retrograding in your 7th house from September until February 13th. So you may hear back from exes, go over, reanalyze contracts, past relationships. Things in your relationships might come to the surface. September 7th, there is a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from about 12 to 18 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, this will affect you on a more personal level. Also, if you are a Virgo rising anywhere from 12 to 18 degrees, you're going to feel this eclipse more strongly. Virgo, look back to the fall of 2006. September 7th, a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces, just like we are having now. And then September 22nd of 2006, a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. Eclipses at the exact same degrees are happening this September. Really, from 2006 to early 2008, what were you going through? And then when the nodes were reversed, from 2015 to early 2017, what themes were playing out in your life? These themes are repeating yet again. Big, major life shifts, marriage, divorce, meeting a new partner, releasing an old relationship. 7th house is the house of business partnerships, romantic relationships, the spouse, long-term partners. It's also the house of competition, our opponent. And it is also a business house, contracts, marriage, divorce, things like that. And you, Virgo, have been having a lot of changes in this department over the last few years. Saturn has been there, and Saturn is retrograding back into your 7th house. From September till November, even exes could be coming back from the past. Some of you may be really rethinking your relationships. A Neptune will also come back into your 7th house one last time, giving you a lot of clarity or revealing a lot of truths you may have not been aware of within your relationships. And that is especially for those late degree Virgo rising. With this lunar eclipse being in your 7th house, it's a releasing, a closing out chapter. Some relationships may come to an end. Business partners or maybe clients may leave you, or you may decide to let them go. Or it's that you are taking a relationship to the next level, marriage, beginning a serious relationship, meeting somebody. While this is a lunar eclipse, this is where the North Node is. This is where you are developing yourself, where new beginnings are going to be initiated, whether that be in the form of new business partners, new contracts, or a new romantic partner. What's very interesting is that while these eclipses are happening in the Virgo Pisces axis, every eclipse in your 7th house is a lunar eclipse. So a lot of you are releasing, letting go of outdated romantic relationships, even friendships, business partners. There's a lot that you guys are closing out in this area. Those of you who are married, there could be some big changes in your partner's spouse's life, especially with their look, their aesthetic, their health, or career. This eclipse is trining Jupiter in your 11th house, so a lot of you could be making some new business agreements, new business contracts, starting a new business, maybe gaining a bigger following. After all, this will lead to a new beginning. Releasing something that is no longer working is what will lead to a new beginning. Some of you are going through them, such as a marriage, divorce. A lot of you could be meeting somebody new soon or releasing a relationship that is just not working. It's wise not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse. A lot of you may have a lot of new news coming to you that you were not aware of. A lot of times things just happen quickly, sometimes chaotically around eclipse time. September 13th, the Sun and your ruler Mercury will conjoin in your first house. And this is a huge reset in your career, your public image, and your image, your aesthetic. Some of you may be changing your looks, updating your wardrobe, updating your skill sets. This is where the eclipses are happening. And it's also where your ruler is meeting up with the Sun to initiate a new beginning. So you guys can be completely changing your look over the next year. You may see yourself presenting yourself in a different way. September 19th, Venus will enter your sign, your first house. So you're going to feel more beautiful, more magnetic, an excellent time to update your hairstyle, update your wardrobe, really change up your look. This is a time where you could attract new love into your life. You're going to be more social, more charismatic. So from September 19th going into October, what will bring you a lot of joy is focusing on yourself, beautifying yourself, buying yourself things, and really just focusing on you, your path in life, as well as your health, working on your body. September 21st, we have a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. If you have personal planets from 26 to 29 degrees of Virgo, those late degree Virgo risings, you will feel this eclipse very strongly. Saturn, that is retrograding now back in your 7th house, is opposing this eclipse. This eclipse will come with chaos, blockages. Neptune also retrograding, opposing this eclipse, tells me that there can be some shocking news that you learn of you were not aware of before. Things that you assumed to be one way can be revealed that they really are something else. So some big truths can be exposed. It may be shocking, it may be chaotic, there can be blockages to what you want to do, people standing in the way. There could be huge changes within your relationships, and that includes clients, business partners, opponents, your competitors, as well as your relationships, your spouse, your partner, your close one-to-one relationships. This is a solar eclipse, a new beginning in your first house area. You can be completely changing, maybe even your aesthetic. But remember, even though this is a solar eclipse, this is where the South Node is transiting. So there can be dissatisfaction. You may feel dissatisfaction in the way that you look with your aesthetic, and you may want to change that. So therefore, you might be releasing things such as old clothing, an old style, an old identity, and starting off fresh, starting a new one. But this may be coming with a little bit of hardship in the beginning with that Saturn opposition. Maybe there is some tension from partners, exes returning, reviving an old relationship, or maybe there is conflict that you need to resolve coming from an ex, a spouse or partner, a business partner. What is really changing dramatically for you? Over the next 6 months to a year, you're going to see that you're in a whole new place in life. Maybe a new relationship for some of you, a marriage, a new look, a new identity. So this eclipse can bring on a lot of emotions. So try not to make any rash decisions, of course, unless you have to, because a lot of new information could be revealed to you around September, October, even late August, especially as it pertains to you, your health, and your personal relationships. The ruler of this eclipse is going to be in your second house. Whatever it is that you start, you initiate, you begin now, especially when it comes to you, yourself, your look, will up your self-esteem as well as your finances. So that is fantastic news. And really, both of these eclipses that we are having in September are actually going to benefit you financially. The eclipse happening on the 7th is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is sitting in the sign of Cancer, where it is exalted. There is also a trine happening from the eclipse to Jupiter on the 7th, meaning you can attain something you have always wanted. Find your tribe, like-minded people, and really gain financially. And this is going to be in effect really all year long. So not all of you will see these effects playing out right away. But if you begin something, you initiate something having to do with your path in life, your health, your look, your aesthetic right now around the eclipse time, it may take some work to get off the ground, but it will really benefit you financially in the long run. After the 22nd of September, going into October, the sun moves into your second house, really highlighting maybe purchasing things or the money that you make, your self-worth, your self-esteem. So this could be a time when you're really working on your finances. On the same day, Mars shifts into your third house. So from the 22nd of September going into October, be careful of arguments, disagreements with siblings. You could be really focused on promoting yourself, maybe starting to learn a new skill set. There could be issues with computers, electronics. It's also a time you want to go out more, explore your town, hang out in your community. I hope this was helpful, Virgo. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We start off the month from the very first of the month all the way until the 22nd. You'll notice Mars in your first house, so a lot more energy. You could be more impatient, motivated to start something new, such as a workout program. You're going to be more energetic, but you could also pick fights with your significant other a little bit more. More arguments with a partner are more likely, so do be cautious of this. At the same time, this is a time when you can attract a partner to you because Mars is the ruler of your 7th house, and now it's in your first, so they could come right up to you. From the beginning of September all the way until the 19th, you have Venus in your 11th house, so a lot of joy will come from hanging out with friends, joining like-minded people, like-minded groups, maybe gaining a bigger following for some of you, working on your hopes and dreams, maybe even buying yourself something you really always wanted. On the 6th, Uranus will station retrograde in your 9th house. You could be rethinking travel, learning something. Maybe there is a skill set you are wanting to learn or something that you want to publish, and you are really rethinking it right now. From September 1st to the middle of February of 2026, Saturn is now retrograding back in Pisces, your 6th house. So you could be really rethinking where you work, what you want to do. And Saturn also rules your 4th and 5th house. You could actually be rethinking your living arrangement, your living situation, and your relationships or creative projects. September 7th, there is a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from 12 to 18 degrees in Virgo or Pisces, this eclipse will affect you on a more personal level. Look back to the fall of 2000. 2006. September 7th, 2006, we had a lunar eclipse exactly at 15 degrees of Pisces like we are having now. And September 22nd of 2006, we had a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo like we are having on the 21st of September. Really, this axis was shaking up for you in the exact same way from 2006 to early 2008. And when the nodes were reversed, it was 2015 to early 2017. And the themes are playing out yet again. It's good not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot more information could be coming to you within the month of September. And you have been having eclipses on this axis. This is the axis of work, health, whether it is physical health, it's mental health, your employees, the people that you work with, your competition, paying off debt. A lunar eclipse is a closing out. Maybe some of you are paying off debt. You are leaving a job. There's employees that are leaving you if you are an employer, or maybe the people at your work could have been changing. Maybe you have a new boss, you have new coworkers now. While it is a lunar eclipse, this is where the North Node is transiting, where you are developing yourself, where there is something new coming into your life. If you are a business owner, this could be new employees. If you work for somebody else, it can be new coworkers. And this could have already happened. It could be happening right now. Some of you may be clearing some debts away as well. The sixth house is also the house of conflict. And with a lunar eclipse, it can mean that you are releasing some conflict. It is no longer affecting you in the same way. You are changing your daily schedule around as well. So some of you may have noticed this over the last 6 months. Some of you are noticing this now, but there's big changes in your daily life and maybe who you interact with at work. The ruler of this eclipse is Jupiter, and Jupiter right now is sitting in exalted Cancer, and this eclipse is trining Jupiter, sitting in your 10th house of career and public image. Some of you may be starting a business. A lot of great promotions and work opportunities can be coming to you over the next 6 months. September 13th, we have the Sun coming together with Mercury, doing a big reset in your 12th house. This is the unconscious mind. This is your mental health. It's the house of charity. It's the house of losses. It's the house of spending. A big reset in letting go of the past. This can mean that you are a little bit of an insomniac in September. Maybe you're going through things in the back of your mind, how things occurred, how things happened, and that may be keeping you up. But this is kind of a clearing. So it is an excellent time to donate, get rid of things that no longer serve you so that you can begin new things in your life. There might even be some friendships that come to an end for some of you. On the 19th, for the rest of September, moving into October, Venus goes into your 12th house. This can mean that relationships from the past can come back into your life, or maybe people from the past reach out to you. This can be a time where you are more into secluding yourself from the world, just wanting to hang out, do creative projects on your own. For some of you, even starting a relationship behind the scenes, not telling anybody, or even learning some secrets. September 21st, there is a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. Those of you who have personal planets from about 26 to 29 degrees can really feel this eclipse on a personal level. So this one is going to be a little rougher because this eclipse is opposed by retrograde Saturn. Neptune is also aspecting this. There could be things that you learn that you were not aware of. And with Saturn opposing this eclipse, there could be a lot of blockages, something standing in your way. For some of you, there could be blockages in health, in paying off debt, co-workers, employees for some of you, competition, competitors. Now, not all of you will be going through huge dramatic changes, but those of you who do have personal planets from about 26 to 29 degrees of Virgo or Pisces will feel this eclipse strongly. There could be a lot of people you are in competition with, Libra, enemies that may be revealed to you. You could also be faced with hard truths when it comes to finances, when it comes to your health. This eclipse is happening in the 12th house, your subconscious mind. It is time to really think in a different way. However it is that you self-sabotage could really become clear to you during this eclipse. You could see exactly how you stand in your own way or how you self-sabotage the things that are good for you. That is what you could be faced with. You can see that during this eclipse. Addictions that you may have may now really come to a head where you may have to finally make different life choices. Eclipses in the 12th house may also signify big expenses or expenses that come out of the blue. They could be due to health, work, employees. Over the next year, you could see a big shift in your health, your subconscious mind, your mental health, how you deal with the situations that come up in your life, how you stand in your own way. You may finally release any bad habits, negative thinking patterns, and take on new approaches that work better for you. The ruler of this solar eclipse is sitting in Libra, in your sign. So getting rid of what is subconsciously holding you back, any negative thinking patterns, negative habits, is actually going to affect your path in life. By you releasing what is holding you back, you will gain greater awareness and more confidence in yourself and in your abilities. From the 22nd going into September, the sun will enter your first house, really highlighting friends hanging out with you because the sun does rule your 11th house. So that could be a big deal for September, the end of September going into October, focusing on your look, your self-confidence after the 22nd. Mars after the 22nd will also be in your second house. So at the end of the month going into October, you could be impulsively spending. Be careful of arguments with family members. You may say things you may later regret. And watch out for your possessions. This can be a time where some of your possessions get damaged, or maybe you just go through possessions and really get rid of what no longer serves you. So you may be spending a little bit too much, but the focus will also be on making money, how to bring in more money towards the end of the month. I hope that this was helpful, Libra. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. Most of the month, you will have Mars, your ruler, hanging out in your 12th house. This can bring up a lot of insomnia, having a hard time to fall asleep, gossip. The past can come back into your life to be dealt with in some way. There also may be a lot of jealousy and gossip about you. And some people in your life may be revealed for exactly who and what they are, so pay attention. This can also mean an unexpected bill can come up, or that you just want to hang out behind the scenes, not really deal with people. You may feel like you have a lot less energy. From the 1st to the 19th, Venus is transiting your 10th house, so you're really focused on career, and really working towards your goals is actually going to bring you a lot of fulfillment in September. This can also mean that you meet a partner through work, or maybe you gain recognition, a promotion, or land a better job. This is also really great for sales. September 7th, there is a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you do have personal planets from about 12 to 18 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, this eclipse can affect you more on a personal level. Look back to fall of 2006. September 7th, 2006, we had a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. September 22nd, 2006, we had a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. These eclipses are playing out yet again, exact same degrees this month in September. So think back to the themes playing out in your life back then, really those eclipses from 2006 to early 2008. And when the nodes were reversed, it was 2015 to early 2017. So this is that access yet again, children, grandchildren, creativity, romantic partners, becoming a parent, falling in love, finding your tribe, friendship. This access is getting shaken up yet again. A lunar eclipse is a time of completion. It's a time of endings, release. There could be a romance coming to a close for some of you. This could be that you are finishing up a creative project and now it is finally complete. A lunar eclipse in the 5th house can also suggest that you're letting go of hobbies that no longer bring you joy. And you want to start new creative ventures. New creative hobbies are now bringing you a lot more fulfillment. For some of you, this could be meeting somebody, falling in love, getting pregnant. It could be about having fun with your tribe, like-minded people. While this is a lunar eclipse suggesting a closure in this area, this is where the North Node is residing. So this is where you are developing yourself. You are developing new hobbies that bring you a lot of fulfillment. Some of you maybe started a new romance that's bringing in a lot of fun, a lot of joy, pregnancy, new developments happening in the lives of your children. With this being a lunar eclipse, maybe your children are ending a big era in their lives, maybe graduating school, going off to college, or your children are having children. So there's this big shift and change in the 5th house area. And before the new can come in, you need to close something out. As with all eclipses, a lot of emotions could be coming up for everybody. Try not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, but you will notice within the next few months that you are releasing something. You're letting something go that no longer aligns in your life right now, especially when it comes to hobbies, having fun, maybe even releasing certain investments. Your role as a parent is changing. What's also happening this month is from September 1st, Saturn goes retrograde in your 5th house. It has now retrograded from your 6th back to your 5th house. From September 1st to the middle of February 2026, you can be revising creative projects. It rules over your 3rd and 4th house, so maybe there is something that you are learning for a new creative venture, a new creative project. You need to revise. Since it also rules your 4th house, it could have to do with a change, a revision in family planning, maybe where you want to live. And of course, this is also a big, huge signal that some of you may be hearing back from exes. Exes may return back or try to communicate with you, especially in September, October. You also have the eclipse happening in the 5th house, so you can be entertaining past romantic connections. September 13th, the sun is coming together with Mercury in your 11th house, doing a big reset when it comes to clubs that you belong to, your friendships, meeting new people, new friendships, new organizations you want to be a part of, your hopes and dreams being fulfilled, and even friendships that are more aligned to you. After that, Mercury will shift into your 12th house, where you may be even talking to people from the past. On the 19th, Venus will enter your 11th house, meaning that after the 19th, going forward in September, what's going to bring you a lot of joy, a lot of fulfillment is hanging out with friends, spending time with people who are like-minded. You can gain new followers at this time or buy yourself a possession, something that you have always wanted, something that brings you a lot of joy. You may even be introduced to a new romantic partner within a friend group by a friend. So the middle of the month brings this big reset into what your hopes and dreams are, your goals for the future. This can be a time where you initiate something that will have long-term effects for the next year on what you hope to accomplish. September 21st, there is a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. If you have personal planets from 26 to about 29 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, you can feel this eclipse more intensely, depending on the planet and what area of life will be affected. The solar eclipse is happening in your 11th house. It's the house of gains, friendships, groups that you belong to, people that you align with, your tribe, your followers, your hopes and dreams. And it is also the house of money, future plans, future endeavors. A solar eclipse is a new beginning in this area. Over the course of the next year, you can find yourself within different friendship circles, maybe meeting people that help open up new doors for you. People that feel like your tribe, like you are aligned with them. Friendships can change. This eclipse will be felt very strongly. Saturn retrograde is opposing this eclipse. Neptune retrograde is also opposing this eclipse. So it could be that the new change comes because you uncover something. There's something you are not seeing for what it is, and around the eclipse something could be revealed to you. With Saturn being opposed this eclipse, there could be blockages in the way of your future endeavors, your future plans. So huge shifts and changes are happening in the area of romance, children, friends, groups, your tribe. You're going to feel that this area of life is beginning to change around September, really all year long. Over the next year, you can see these changes taking place. The 11th house is something that you've always wanted. So some of you may be actually achieving goals you have always wanted to. Even though this is a solar eclipse initiating a new beginning for you, this is where the South Node is residing, meaning that something is coming to a close, coming to an end, a dissatisfaction. Maybe through a dissatisfaction with your current circle of friends, you decide to go off on your own, let certain friendships go, and meet completely different people. If you own a business, you're a social media personality, this could really represent that you'll be gaining more followers. You're going to become more popular. The 11th house is the love that we receive from other people. The 5th house is the love we give. And this month you have eclipses in both of these areas. So really a romance, children, friendships is all up in the air, all under review. There could be a lot of chaos happening in these two areas of life. Maybe certain friends move away. Big new beginnings in an older sibling's life. Your children could be moving, going off to college. Romance could be changing. For some of you, even becoming a first-time parent. Changing up your investments and changing up your hobbies, what you like to do. These are the areas affected with these eclipses. Eclipses have already been happening in this axis for some time, and even next year. Some of you may have already began these changes. On September 22nd, the sun will enter your 12th house, really highlighting things coming up from the past. Watch your dreams. There could be things you are resolving behind the scenes, or maybe even taking care of your health, taking care of some debt, some bills. And from the 22nd, going all the way into October, you have Mars in your first house. So your ruler is in the first house. You can have more energy. You could be more impatient, but you're motivated to initiate something new. Just be more watchful that you could initiate more arguments, more disagreements, or just kind of pick your partner, spouse apart a little bit. So there can be some more disagreements with a spouse, a romantic partner. So be cautious of this towards the end of September. I hope this was helpful, Scorpio. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. September is a packed full month. And on the 6th, Uranus is going retrograde in your 7th house of romantic relationships, business partnerships. If you are a very early degree Sagittarius rising, or you have personal planets from about 0 to 3 degrees of Sagittarius or Gemini, you could be going through huge unexpected changes in your appearance or in your romantic relationships. As Uranus is going retrograde, you could be really rethinking your relationships right now, your appearance, or any business deals. From the 1st to the 22nd, Mars in your 11th house can bring in arguments with an older sibling or friends, or they could just frustrate you a little bit more. But at the same time, this will really hone in your focus on your hopes and dreams. Whatever it is that you really want, you'll be working towards this month. From the 1st to the 19th, Venus is in your 9th house. So learning something new, vacationing, traveling, or even taste testing different foods, listening to different music, or learning documentaries, philosophical discussions is what will bring you a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy. Saturn, which has been retrograding most of the summer, has now retrograded back to your 4th house for one last stay there. So from about September 1st till the middle of February of 2026, you can have issues with vehicle, home. There may be repairs that are needed, or you could really be heavily contemplating a move, like you feel stuck and you want to go somewhere else, explore a different home, a home purchase. This is the last pass Saturn will be having in your 4th house. A really good time to reflect on where you want to live, who you want to live with. Do you want to buy a new vehicle? All these questions could be coming up within you, and you could actually be searching up ways to move, to buy a new car. Maybe there is issues, problems within the family, or you just might feel like you are stuck and you want to move to someplace else. September 7th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from 12 to 18 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, you will feel this eclipse more intensely. It could be life-changing. Eclipses in the 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th house are big game changers. Marriage, divorce, moving, changing your whole life around. The 4th house is home, family, your mother, your parental unit, your inner security needs. It also rules conveniences such as boats, cars. Try to look back. You had an eclipse September 7th of 2006, exactly 15 degrees of Pisces. Try to look back what was happening. But really from 2006 to early 2008, and from 2015 to early 2017, you were having eclipses on this axis. So a lot of these themes are repeating now. A lunar eclipse is a closure, something coming to the end, finishing something up, or reaping rewards of hard past efforts. Eclipses are also very chaotic. Things tend to happen out of the blue, so it's wise not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot more information could be coming to you. A lot of fated events, birth of children, buying your first home, moving across the country, even losing a parent can sometimes coincide with eclipses on the 4th and 10th house axis. There could be big changes in one of your parents' lives, especially your mother. But really both a good time to check in on your parents. They may be going through something new unfolding in their lives as you're having eclipses on this 4th and 10th house axis. This can also mean that you're ready to move. You might be moving or thinking about moving, buying a new vehicle, new people coming into the home, leaving the home, huge changes on the home front, your inner security. As with this, your inner security will be shaken up. What you know to be might be changing. This could have already started happening or could happen over the course of the next 6 months. This is exactly the area where Saturn is retrograding for the next few months, the last time in 28 years. So a lot of changes in the home with your inner security, with your parents, the people that you live with could be happening right now, or you're seeing that they are going to happen, that something is needing to change, having to change, or big change is just thrust upon you. Not all of you will have huge dramatic changes. Some of you could just buy a new vehicle, let go of the old one, let go of an old home, redecorate. But if you do have personal planets from 12 to 18 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, but especially in Pisces there, you can feel this on a very personal level. While this is a lunar eclipse indicating a closure and ending, This is where the North Node is transiting. This is where you are developing yourself. You are developing new stability, new security. And with that will probably come a new place, a new car. Within a few months to a year, you can see some of you may be living in a completely different place. You have a new car, a new member of the family may be coming into your life, or maybe already has. A new pet could have came into your life or will be. Redecorating. So there is a sense of newness. It's not just about closure, but it is closing out a chapter so that a new one can begin. The ruler of this eclipse is Jupiter. Jupiter is now sitting in exalted Cancer in your 8th house of shared resources, other people's money. Your spouse or partner could start bringing in more money. This could be you getting a loan for a house, benefiting through an inheritance, stocks, bonds, your investments, or even maybe a lottery win for some of you. A big financial transformation will be occurring for you, Sagittarius, over the next year. September 13th, Mercury is meeting up with the Sun in your 10th house area, your career and public image, and this is a yearly reset for this area. Some of you may be getting a promotion, thinking of starting your own business, or just doing some big work project. Maybe even embarking on a new career or really thinking about this. On the 18th, Mercury will enter Libra, your 11th house. So you could be gaining followers, maybe making business deal, or having a lot of talks with friends, hanging out with groups of people, enjoying more social media. On the 19th, Venus will enter your 10th house. So your fulfillment from the 19th moving into October will be working on your career, your public image, maybe gaining a raise, and some of you even could get hired at a new job, start a business. You'll be more noticed, more well respected within the workplace. September 21st, we have a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. If you have personal planets from about 26 to 29 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, you will feel this eclipse very intensely. It could shake up your whole world within the home and in your career. All of this could be completely changing. But even for all of us, this is a very intense eclipse because retrograding Saturn is opposing this eclipse exactly. Retrograding Neptune is also opposing, aspecting this eclipse. And Neptune will soon slide into your 4th house for that one last round. Be careful of any leaks, electrical issues within the home, or things you may not be aware of that are going on at home. Neptune sometimes doesn't allow us to see the full picture, and when it's retrograding, we're aware of it. We become aware of what we didn't see. So for you, there could be some revelations or things you didn't know about where you lived, maybe what was wrong with your car, your home. This can all be revealed. And at first, it can be shocking. It can be chaotic, or it could even be that you're just forced to move, forced to get a new vehicle, a new job, maybe a promotion, starting your own business, leaving where you're working completely. While this is a solar eclipse, a new beginning in your career, what you do every day. So even if you don't work and you are a mom, it is what you do every single day. This can be changing. A new opening in this area is coming into your life, but at first it can appear like it's starting out chaotically, or that you are undertaking a lot more responsibility, or that there is blockages to the new beginning. And even though there is a new beginning in your 10th house in your career sector, this is where the South Node is. And with the South Node, it's where we are moving away from, where we are dissatisfied, not happy with the way things are going. So a lot of you could be dissatisfied with your position in life, with your career, with what you do on a day-to-day basis. Those of you who work a regular job could have already seen this pass, or you will over the next year. You may get new coworkers, new bosses, new superiors, a new title, new responsibilities, and for some of you, even a new business, a new job, a promotion. Huge life changes are happening for you, Sagittarius, and some of you may have already started seeing that it's coming. The themes playing out now are the themes that were playing out from 2006 to early 2008, or from 2015 to early 2017. What was changing in your life at that point? The eclipses happening now are playing out the same theme. Of course, as with all eclipses, try not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before to 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot more can be revealed to you, especially with those two planets that are going to be retrograding in your fourth house. Saturn is there now, Neptune is coming in as well. So there is a lot more that will be revealed to you that will help you take the next steps in moving forward. The ruler of this eclipse is Mercury, which will be sitting in your 11th house of gains. This new beginning, this new career initiative that you will take on could really lead to your hopes and dreams coming true, attaining what it is that you have always wanted, finding like-minded groups of people, like-minded friends, or friends could help you achieve your goals. After September 22nd, the sun will enter your 11th house, so your focus will be on achieving your goals, as well as a big focus on friends, groups that you belong to, even online. And then Mars from the 22nd going into October is in your 12th house. This can be a time where you have a little bit of insomnia. Things from the past can come back into your life to be dealt with. There could be a lot of gossip about you. People who are jealous of you talking behind your back, and some of this may come to light. This also means that towards the end of the month and the first few weeks of October, you may have a little bit less energy. You may want to just spend more time alone. You're not wanting to be as active. There may also be more expenses related to children, hobbies, or creative projects. I hope this was helpful, Sagittarius. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have Mars in your 10th house all the way until the 22nd of September. The focus is on career, finding a job, starting a business, really showcasing what you can do. You might be working a lot harder, and a good chance for career advancement. Just be cautious because this can bring some problems, conflict with people of authority, bosses, superiors. Be careful driving not to get a ticket. From the 1st to the 19th, Venus is in your 8th house, so you might really find a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy in research, astrology, tarot, or maybe deepening your intimacy, or you could benefit from other people's money. Your 10th house ruler going into the 8th could also mean a bonus or a work job transformation. From the 1st of September, your ruler is now retrograding in your 3rd house, so there might be issues with electronics, computers, cell phone, your car, any electronic equipment. On the 6th, Uranus will turn retrograde in your 6th house. You could be really rethinking what you eat, your diet, your health regimen, or your work schedule. September 7th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from about 12 to 18 degrees in Virgo or Pisces, this eclipse will affect you even more on a personal level. For context, look back to 2006, the fall of 2006, September 7th, 2006, we had a lunar eclipse, 15 degrees of Pisces, just like we are having this September. And September 22nd of 2006, we had a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. Just like we are having this September, the themes are playing out yet again. If big stuff was happening to you around that time, chances are it will again. Really, this whole access from 2006 to early 2008, the themes are the same. And when the nodes were reversed from 2015 to early 2017. So this is your neighborhood, your siblings, your skill set, travel, your self-effort, your community, what you learn and what you use to do the job, do your hobbies. This is all this access. A lunar eclipse is something coming to an end, a conclusion, or really reaping rewards for past efforts. Now, eclipses can be chaotic. Things can happen out of the blue. Wise not to make any rash decisions, especially 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse. A lot more news can be coming to you. And for you, this could be news coming from a sibling. Their life is changing. Something in their life is changing or coming to an end. This can also be that you are letting go of old, outdated skill sets. This access is actually going to change your day-to-day life, your community, your neighbors, where you hang out, who you hang out with, who you follow on social media, who you talk to on a day-to-day basis, travel, immigration, schooling, learning, as well as computers, cell phones. It may be a time where you acquire new computers, new cell phones, you let go of old ones. Well, this is a lunar eclipse, something coming to an end. This is where the North Node is transiting. This is where you are developing yourself. You're developing new skill sets, new travel plans. You are hanging out in new areas in your town. Some of you getting new neighbors, maybe even building a website, promoting yourself, building a business. Your relationship with your siblings is changing. Travel, trips, learning, teaching. So it's a time to let go of what is no longer needed, what is no longer working, and it's a time to build up new skill sets, hang out in new places, introduce yourself to new people, new things, maybe even teach, share information online. This is what this access is about for you. On the 1st of September, Saturn also stations retrograde in this house, and you're going to feel that until the middle of November. So there could be issues that you are resolving with a sibling, with a neighbor, with a teacher, a coworker, or maybe with the equipment that you use, the education that you are doing, or you're trying to change. Something is coming to a close and something is beginning here. So a lot of you are letting go of outdated skill sets and learning something else. Maybe it's for social media. A lot of third house issues are really reading, writing, social media work. Some of you could have a bigger social media presence, a bigger presence in your community. The ruler of this eclipse is Jupiter, sitting in exalted Cancer in your 7th house. So this eclipse can bring in a new relationship, a marriage, a business partner, or new clients into your business if you are a business owner. September 13th, the sun is conjuncting with Mercury in your 9th house area, and this is huge when it comes to teaching, travel, publishing, immigration, a legal case, maybe changing up your philosophy. And a lot of you could actually be wanting to teach, publish your work, or learn something completely new. And when Sun and Mercury come together, it is like a yearly reset for this house. And this is also the house where you are having an eclipse this month. On the 18th, Mercury will enter your 10th house, and the focus, the big communication, will be on work projects. On the 19th, Venus will enter Virgo. So from the 19th going into October, what will bring you a lot of joy is documentaries, philosophical discussions, learning something new, trying out new food, new music, especially from different cultures, or even a trip. September 21st, we have a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. Those of you who have personal planets from about 26 to 29 degrees of Virgo can be very much affected by this eclipse. Again, look back to fall of 2006, early 2007. What was going on in your life? This eclipse will be a lot more chaotic because we have retrograding Saturn exactly opposing this eclipse, and retrograding Neptune is also opposing this eclipse. There could be things in your sibling's life you are not aware of, and you finally learn it right now on or around the eclipse. Some of you might change your educational path, your faith, what you believe in, who you study with, where you study, what you study. Maybe some of you are going to publish your work, you're going to teach, going back to school, planning a big trip, immigration. This can also be beginning of a legal matter and end of a legal matter. This could be a time where you pick up a book, watch a documentary, or maybe you watch somebody on social media and you are wanting to change the direction of your life. Their teachings really impact you, the way that you think, feel, and want to live. Some of you may be even moving, thinking about moving abroad. While this is a solar eclipse, a new beginning, this is where the South Node is transiting. Wherever the South Node is transiting, it's where we want perfectionism. We are dissatisfied. We're not happy with the status quo, so we want to change it. The dissatisfaction in this area is what will lead to the new beginning. You will let go of outdated belief systems, outdated knowledge, teachers you no longer align with, and you will now seek out new teachers, new mentors, new philosophies. Others of you are wanting to up your skill sets for work, for your career, start a new career, or maybe go into teaching. Teach people what you learned. The ruler of this eclipse, Mercury, will be in Libra, your 10th house of career and public image, and maybe through a teacher, a mentor that you look up to, a class that you take, or a trip will lead to initiating a new career path, a new job, a promotion, becoming known or an expert in your field. On the 22nd, the sun shifts into your 10th house, so your focus will be on your career advancements, promotions, or maybe the way that you relate within your job, your career, how you present yourself. From the 22nd going into October, Mars is in your 11th house. You could be very focused on creative projects or really focused on your goals, but there may be some arguments, disagreements with an older sibling, with friends, friendship circles, or the groups that you belong to. So watch out for that, but an excellent time to really hone in and focus on what it is that you desire. I hope this was helpful, Capricorn. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, your ruler, Saturn, is shifting its retrograde motion back into Pisces one last time from September all the way until the middle of February of 2026. You might be undergoing changes in finances or really restructuring your finances, maybe even your possessions. There can be issues when it comes to money, finances, what you give and what you share, because this is also where the eclipses are happening. September 6th, Uranus will turn retrograde in your 5th house, and you could be rethinking your creative projects, the way that you parent, the way that you spend time with your children, or your romantic relationships. You could be really analyzing things and wanting to change things up in this area. From the 1st to the 22nd, Mars is in your 9th house. So be careful with travel. There may be issues with travel that come up. You could be really focused on either learning something new or applying what you've learned into a course, teaching it, and you're really honed in on this. From the 1st to the 19th, you have Venus in your 7th house. So this is an excellent time to attract romantic relationships into your life. You're going to be more magnetic, more charismatic. This is also a great time to gain new customers, new clients, or work together with other people on a common goal. Or just have some fun date nights with your partner, your spouse, be more active together, have some great date nights. September 7th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you have personal planets from 12 to 18 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, this eclipse will affect you on a more personal level. depending on what planet it is. And if you want to look back to the fall of 2006, September 7th, 2006, we had a lunar eclipse exactly at 15 degrees of Pisces, like we are having this month. And we had a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. And September 22nd, 2006, we had a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo, like we are having now. Really, that whole time period from 2006 to early 2008, or when the nodes were reversed from 2015 to early 2017, you were having eclipses on this same axis. So if you can look back and see what were you doing, what was changing, of course, you are at a different point in your life, but the themes are the same. As this is a lunar eclipse, there is some closure, ending, releasing of whether it be a source of income, possessions, maybe even family ties. On a mundane level, it could even be a dental work that needs to be done, redone. This could mean even parting with friends, letting go of certain friendships. Second house is possessions, the money you earn, self-esteem, your speech, and it is also anything that you find valuable. There can be big changes in income, the money you make, how you make your money. While this is a lunar eclipse, which is an ending, a conclusion, this is where the North Node is transiting. This is where you are developing yourself, where a new beginning is opening up for you. So by releasing, letting go of the old, you are opening yourself up to new experiences, new possessions. Some of you may even end up buying a new possession, or maybe you already have a home, a car, something that is very important to you for a long time to come. And as Saturn is now retrograding back in Pisces for a while, the next few months you may see that you are wanting something new, or maybe you are wanting to part ways with things that used to bring you a lot of value and no longer do. You may even want to change what you spend your money on, where you put your money into. A lot can be changing with family connections, with close friends. The ruler of this eclipse, Jupiter, is now exalted in your 6th house, and this eclipse is trining Jupiter. So this eclipse can also bring in better health habits, better day-to-day habits, or you paying off debt. On the 13th, the Sun and Mercury come together in your 8th house of shared finances, and this is a yearly reset for this house. This is the same axis you are having eclipses on. So there can be a joint venture. You and a partner, a spouse are undertaking a creative one. For some of you, pregnancy, or maybe a change in alimony, child support for those of you who are separating, getting a divorce. And I say that because sometimes when you have eclipses on the 2nd and 8th house axis, there can be separations, marriages, divorces. This can have a lot to do with investments, changing up how you do your taxes, insurance policies. So all of that may be under review this year for you, Aquarius. On the 18th of September, Mercury will go into your 9th house area. So your focus will really be on teaching, learning, maybe publishing a certain project that you are working on, planning a trip. From the 19th of September, moving into October, Venus will be in Virgo in your 8th house. So what will bring you a lot of joy and happiness is really shared intimacy with your partner, as well as deep research, psychoanalyzing people and your life situations, delving deep into tarot, astrology, a time also where you can benefit from other people's money, whether that be through loans, through investments, or through your partner or spouse, maybe getting some gifts. September 21st, we have a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. Those of you who have personal planets from 26 to 29 degrees of Virgo or Pisces will feel this more intensely. This is an intense eclipse because it is opposing retrograde Saturn in your 2nd house. Retrograding Neptune is also looking at this eclipse. There could be a lot of revelations that you were unaware of when it comes to finances, spouse's money, investments, or secrets. Things can come out that you maybe were not expecting. There could also be a sense of blockages, something standing in your way, especially when it comes to child support, alimony, investments, insurance, inheritance, your partner's money, your spouse's money, dealing with things that happened in the past. Maybe there's something that you want to buy, invest in, and there's blockages in this. You may feel like your life is changing, your family is changing. Some of you, maybe even a big move, marriage, divorce. This is the axis where a lot of that happens. You also may be undergoing big changes when it comes to the give and take of relationships. How you share chores, finances with somebody may undergo a huge transformation. One of you, either you or your partner, may feel that they give too much in the relationship and you want to reanalyze how things are done, how things are shared. This is a solar eclipse, so there is a new beginning in the 8th house area. Joint finances, assets. Your partner could get a new job, start making more money. Maybe you buy another asset together with your partner. A loss in the family and inheritance, alimony, child support payments. While this is a solar eclipse, a new beginning, this is where the South Node is transiting. Wherever the South Node is transiting, we're seeking perfectionism, we're not satisfied, we can be a little bit confused. And through this dissatisfaction, something new can be born. This eclipse is a new beginning, but we are releasing something since this is where the South Node is transiting. The 8th house is also sudden transformation. So these shifts, these big changes you're undergoing could happen very suddenly, unexpectedly. And things like that tend to happen around eclipse times. So try not to make any rash decisions and just see what comes to light. The 8th house is also our past psychological trauma, our family lineage. So you could really be delving deep into your past, your family's past, and seeing what you want to do away with. There might be family patterns right now that you are breaking free from. So there can be a lot of revelations for you around this eclipse. The ruler of this eclipse, Mercury, will be in your 9th house. So these big changes, these revelations that you might be having may come from a teacher, a mentor, a book, a documentary, or something that you read or hear that really inspires you to change. On the 22nd, the sun will enter your 9th house, really shifting your focus to learning, teaching, travel, publishing. Also on the 22nd, Mars will enter your 10th house. So from about the 22nd going into October, your focus is on career advancement. You could be working a lot harder. Mars in the 10th is really fantastic for career and really working hard to achieve your goals. But there may be some clashes with people of authority, bosses, maybe even disagreements with these people. So do be cautious of this. I hope it was helpful, Aquarius. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Saturn, which has been retrograding in your 2nd house, has came back to your 1st house. So from September 1st till February 13th of 2026, Saturn is making one last round in your 1st house, and you could be rethinking your life path, how you go about dealing with health, any health issues that have come up, your look, how you present yourself to the world, and there can be a lot of maturing from now until February of next year. On the 6th, Uranus stations retrograde in your 4th house. You could be really re-examining where you live, how you want to live, maybe even how you want to redecorate. From the 1st to the 22nd, Mars is in your 8th house. Issues from the past may come up to be resolved. You could be delving deep into past things that have happened and trying to deal with them, release them. There can also be some issues with money, joint finances that come up for review. From the 1st to the 19th, Venus is in your 6th house. So a lot of your joy and happiness from the 1st to the 19th will be in work, organization, maybe even engaging in competition. This is also an excellent time to hire new employees if you own a business, and a really good time to just have better working relationships with your coworkers. Work may just be much more enjoyable until the 19th. September 7th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. If you do have personal planets from 12 to 18 degrees of Pisces or Virgo, this will definitely affect you on a personal level. If you are a Pisces rising from 12 to 18 degrees, this will really affect you, or this is your nodal axis in your birth chart and it's a nodal return. For reference, look back to the fall of 2006. The fall of 2006, we had 2 eclipses. September 7th, we had a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. September 22nd of 2006, we had a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. This is exactly the same degrees that we are having eclipses on in September. Really, that whole time period from 2006 to early 2008, what did you experience in your life? And when the nodes were reversed from 2015 to early 2017, what were you going through? The themes are playing out yet again. The first house is your path in life, your identity, how you present yourself to the world, your personality. For a lot of you Pisces, this is where you are coming out of your shell. We have been having eclipses on this axis, and right now you may be changing up your look in some way. A new wardrobe, new hairstyle, new makeup, a new outlook on life. September 1st, retrograding Saturn comes back into your first house. It will be retrograding in your first house all the way until February of 2026. A lot of you could be rethinking, reanalyzing your look, your place in this world, your identity, how you fit into this world, and Saturn is going to test you for a little bit more. It's that last pass before it really leaves the sign of Pisces. It's that last test. So you guys are on a new maturity level right now. And this eclipse is really just shedding all the old. This is also affecting your relationships, as this is the axis that you are having eclipses on. So for a lot of you, these are major life changes: marriage, divorce, baby, moving, buying your first home, downsizing. Huge life events always happen with the eclipses, or they just set something off. And right now it is all about you. You're the star of the show. So a lot of Pisces are not only changing up their look, but you're changing up your whole life direction. If you are a Pisces moon, it is about home, family, children. If you are a Pisces sun, it's your health, your vitality, your career. And especially if you are a Pisces rising from about 12 to 18 degrees, you may have noticed even late summer, and this will continue on for the next 6 months, you are completely shifting your life around. Your style, the people around you may be changing, and you are making major moves when it comes to changing your whole life. A lot of you are initiating these changes, or you may even feel like some of them are forced upon you. Out of the blue, things can happen that make you change. This is a lunar eclipse, so there is a sense of giving something up, releasing something, letting go of something, parting ways with the way that you used to do things, maybe the way that you used to dress, do your hair, who you used to be with, where you used to live. So you are letting go, you are releasing the old part of you, parting ways with your old identity. Wherever the North Node is what we are developing. So it is your personality, your look, your self-confidence, your outlook on life. So you will be reinventing yourself. The ruler of Pisces is Jupiter. Now in the 5th house of love, romance, creativity, some of you through falling in love, through new creative ventures, new creative projects, new hobbies, babies, grandbabies, will change who you are. By finding and initiating in new hobbies, new passions, you're going to shed your old identity. Try not to make any rash decisions 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the eclipse, as a lot of information could be coming to you, and watch your health as well. Eclipses in the 1st house can affect your health. On the 13th of September, the Sun and Mercury are coming together in your 7th house of Virgo, and it is the yearly reset for your relationship house, your business house. This can be the beginning of a new business deal, contract, new clients coming to you if you own a business, or maybe even a new relationship starts up. On the 19th, Venus will enter the sign of Virgo. This is your relationship sector where you are having a solar eclipse. For a lot of you, this is the beginning of a relationship, taking a relationship to the next level, just enjoying relationships, maybe even more clients, signing contracts, working with people. You could be more charismatic, attract people to you, and relationships will bring you a sense of purpose, a lot of joy, fulfillment from the 19th moving into October. September 21st, we have a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. Those of you who are really late degree Pisces rising can feel this more intensely. Or if you have any personal planets from about 26 to 29 degrees in Pisces or Virgo, look back to the fall of 2006, early 2007, or just that whole time period from 2006 to 2008. What was changing in your life back then? Because we are here yet again having eclipses at the exact same point. This eclipse can be a little bit more intense because retrograding Saturn from your 1st house is exactly opposing this eclipse. Neptune retrograde is also making an aspect opposing this eclipse. And while not close, Venus is also in your 7th house during this eclipse, really highlighting romantic relationships. Things you were not aware of before can be made clear, maybe even in a chaotic, shocking, unexpected way. Blockages to your new beginnings, something or someone standing in the way. Gaining or releasing responsibility that you did not anticipate. Those of you who are married in a long-term committed relationship, there could be big changes occurring in your partner's life, such as their health, life direction. Some of you may be breaking up, separating from a marriage partner or a long-term relationship. Some of you may be taking a relationship to the next level, marriage, an official commitment. Meeting somebody out of the blue that you just align with. Maybe you feel like you have a past life connection. This could also be somebody brand new, somebody unlike anybody you've ever dated before, maybe even a different ethnicity that comes from a different background. Just a relationship can appear in your life that at first seems like it may not be going anywhere, but they may become a big part of your life. They may actually be in your life for 9 to 18 years or even longer. Life events always occur with eclipses, and eclipses on the 1st and 7th house axis are life changing. Especially for those late degree Pisces risings, you could meet your soulmate, separate from a relationship that is no longer working. It's not uncommon to find stuff out. Things can come out of the blue if there has been infidelity, lies, secrets kept from you. Those secrets could come out around this time. So be prepared for chance meetings or relationship shakeups while this is a solar eclipse indicating a new beginning in this area. This is where the South Node is transiting. So you might have noticed dissatisfaction or unhappiness in your relationships, in your partnerships. And for some of you, this could just be dissatisfaction with a business partner, a business contract, or clients. Some of you may gain new clients at this time. You may also lose some clients if you are a business owner. If you work with the public on social media, you publish your work, you may also notice that you gain more followers, more attention over the next year. So there is a closing out in this area that is happening for you, Pisces. You are closing out one chapter and moving on to the next. And for some of you, it is parting ways with an old romantic partner, a relationship, a marriage that is no longer aligned with you. Sometimes it is the partner that just decides to walk away and meeting somebody completely different, maybe even out of the blue. This may have already happened or it will over the next year. So big changes coming to your relationship area. The ruler of this eclipse, Mercury, will be in Libra. It will be in your 8th house. So this eclipse can also transform your finances, transform your partner's or spouse's finances. On the 22nd, the sun will enter your 8th house, shifting your focus to joint finances, insurance policies, maybe even paying off debts, paying off loans, or really organizing your money in some way. On the same day, from the 22nd going into October, Mars will be in your 9th house area. The focus will be on travel, learning something new, publishing something, publishing your work. But there may be some disagreements with teachers. And if you are planning a trip, you're traveling, there can be some hiccups within your travel plans. If you found this helpful, like, comment, subscribe below. I hope that this was helpful, Pisces.